In this video, I'll be discussing the top 5.5. How do you do half? Reasons why people aren't going to Disney World as much. And it is especially noticeable right now during the 2023 summer months. If you stick to the end of the video, I'll even give you that one half of a reason why people are staying away from Disney World here in Florida. And as a double bonus, I'll answer the question, is this attendance decline a permanent thing? Let's discuss this. As a Disney annual pass holder myself, I'm loving the lower wait times and being able to breeze through the parks and the queues.
I've got my own theme park. What are you doing? Well, we're in line for the spook house. Line? Line? I hate lines!
For others who may not be so lucky and who don't have the more bang for your buck Florida resident annual passes, there are plenty of reasons why they're not showing up as much as they used to. But is there even evidence to suggest attendance is actually declining? The answer is yes.
July, but travel experts say crowds have been noticeably thinner. According to Touring Plans, a travel company that tracks wait times at theme parks, on the 4th of July, wait times for all rides were under 30 minutes, usually an indication of low attendance. They thought it was the third lowest attended day.
And then there's this CBS News clip.
The world appears to be losing some of its magic. New reports find that visitors are facing smaller crowds and shorter wait times for rides. This suggests that fewer people are actually going to the theme parks nowadays.
The crowd levels at Disney World during the end of June and the start of July 2023 were unexpectedly low, similar to off-peak periods. Here's a good website, which I'll post right here, explaining this more. It's touringplans.com. It's a blog, and it has some Disney data attendance numbers and statistics. As you go through this website, you can get more quantitative-based stats and numbers explaining this decline in attendance. Here's more from the same CBS News clip that you just saw, further explaining this decline in attendance. It's very interesting.
We looked at data from a company called Touring Plans, which looks at wait times in the parks. And we specifically looked on July 4th, which over history has always been a fairly peak day for the parks. And the wait times were significantly lower this year than in previous years.
So there is a consensus out there that Disney World park attendance is generally declining over the summer months. Let's get into that top 5 reasons why in no particular order. Reason number 1, extreme weather. Central Florida's record-breaking heat, including a recent heat wave, has deterred many visitors. Extreme weather conditions can significantly influence people's decisions when planning trips, especially if it happens to be far away. And high temperatures in Florida, especially over the summer like July, have led to many to reconsider their travel plans. Look at this weather graphic during the July 4th week in Florida. We're talking about triple-digit temperatures in Fahrenheit and extremely high humidity. And don't forget those frequent passing rain showers, too, if you've ever been to Central Florida in the summer. Most people I know don't want to deal with all of that, especially in a crowded park. Reason number 2, post-pandemic return to normal skewed those numbers for Disney. When pandemic restrictions were lifted in 2021 and 2022, it was not uniform for all U.S. states. Some U.S. states like Florida were among the first to fully open back up for tourism and business. So people took advantage of that in 2021 and 2022 and flocked to Florida and Disney World. Now, here we are in July 2023, and all U.S. states and countries abroad and overseas are open again for the most part, meaning that there are a lot more travel options for consumers and travelers. In other words, Disney World no longer has this monopoly on consumers who want to travel and spend money. Reason number 3, various economic factors. So there are several economic factors that are affecting the attendance at Disney World. Now, we're talking about economic factors for the average consumer and traveler who has a fixed budget, of course, for entertainment and travel. For example, the cost of electricity in the US is substantially higher now when compared to the same time last year. The average price of gas is still high, around $3.71 nationally, as you can see on AAA's website. The average credit card debt in the United States per consumer is on the rise as well. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the average credit card debt per consumer is up 6.2% over the same time last year. So, more expenses and more debt affect the average person's ability to spend money on more expensive entertainment and trips, such as visiting Disney World theme parks. Reason number 4, frustrations with Disney's pricing and reservation systems. Some visitors have expressed dissatisfaction with Disney's pricing and reservation systems. The prices could be perceived as too high, and the reservation systems might not be as user friendly as desired, causing some guests to rethink their plans. Look at this clip of Disney CEO Bob Iger recently on CNBC, and it kind of underscores and reiterates these points. I don't think he's just saying all these things to protect Disney. I think there's a lot of truth to what is in this clip.
The article that you referred to was not accurate, actually. It was measuring attendance at Disney World on July 4th, which didn't really factor in temperature, which is about 100 degrees and 99% humidity on that day. But there are other factors as well. One is, and I think this is kind of complicated, but Florida opened up early during COVID, and created huge demand. And didn't have competition because there were a number of other states that were not open yet. So if you look at the numbers in Florida in 2023, or just recently, versus 2022, where not as much was open, and Florida was the only game in town, there's a lot more competition today. So against 2022, the state of Florida has been down. We actually track hotel tax revenue across the state, which is a matter of public record. And there are counties in Florida that have been down 6-7% recently. We also know that our competitors are discounting in that state. So there are some near-term issues in Florida that I don't think have anything to do with politics.
And not about pricing either? Because obviously, when it comes to pricing in the parks, you have a great understanding there of what that can do.
One of the things that we addressed as soon as I came back was, whether our pricing was right or not.
Well, I want to talk.
And pricing is not an issue. We addressed some of those issues.
So you're not concerned
I'm not.
Overall about some sort of a significant decline over time in attendance?
Not at all.
On average, a standard theme park ticket for a non-Florida resident is $109 per day per person. Now imagine a family of 4 staying for an entire week. Throw in hotel, food, souvenir, and other costs. All this adds up to a very expensive vacation. However, despite all that, there are enough tourists out there historically who will pay these prices. If ticket prices keep rising, it'll be interesting to see if this alone will impact market demand of Disney's products and services related to their theme parks. So people are frustrated with Disney Parks reservation systems. The current system, called the Disney Park Pass Reservation System, requires guests to make reservations in advance in order to visit parks. This system has been in place since the COVID-19 pandemic, and it has been met with mixed reactions from guests. In addition to the Disney Park Pass reservation system, Disney has also has a paid service called Genie Plus. Genie Plus allows guests to reserve a time to ride a popular attraction without having to wait in the standby line. This can save a lot of time, especially on busy days. However, Genie Plus is also a source of frustration for some guests. They complain that it is too expensive and that the number of available reservations is very limited. Reason number 5, increased competition. Other tourist destinations and amusement parks, such as Universal Studios, especially now that they're building a new park soon, they've emerged as strong competitors. But it's just more than that. With more options available, potential visitors may be deciding to explore other places. People are looking at other bucket list destinations by traveling abroad or elsewhere in the United States. I mean, if you're going to spend all this money going to Disney World, imagine all the cool vacations you can take to Europe, Asia, South America, for example. This ties into reason 2 and 3 I gave earlier. So let's talk about that half reason why people are going less to Disney parks. Disney has become too woke, they say. So take a look at this excerpt from the very conservative podcast, Megyn Kelly's show, as an example. Watch and listen carefully. And there are many conservative podcasts that are saying the same things as in this clip.
It's not looking good for Disney. Not looking good at all. The latest report is that their theme parks are not doing so well.
Parents aren't doing that anymore. Families aren't doing that anymore because of leaked audio and video saying 50% have to be LGBTQ XYZ or whatever as the stars of our animated films, which is crazy. I never thought of a cartoon having a sexuality. Also, our live action films, 50% have to be this, and we have to ESG and DEI that thing.
Personally, I don't buy this woke reason as a major reason that people are going less to Disney parks. Now, I do believe that some people do think movies are too woke and they won't see those movies, of course, and that they'll then avoid those movies, and that's understandable. But the fact of the matter is Disney's other products and services, such as Disney's cruise lines, are actually becoming more popular right now. So people think this is a better option than Disney theme parks. So Disney's actually experiencing a boom in other parts of their business. If you also consider the other 5 reasons I gave you earlier, these are more likely reasons than Disney being too woke, right? So I don't think the woke thing is really a thing. So here's one clip that talks about Disney's cruise line from a travel agent that will further underscore this point.
People are becoming more aware of the other Disney destinations. You can't get a last-minute reservation at Aulani, a Disney Resort and Spa in Ko'olina, Hawaii. That resort fills up very, very quickly, as does Disney Cruise Line. So I think folks are becoming more aware of all of the Disney destinations.
So the ultimate question here is, will Disney continue to see a sharp decline in attendance at its theme parks? I think the answer is no, in my opinion. Theme park business will rebound and continue to be popular and profitable. But let's look at the numbers between this October and April, which is typically almost as busy as the summer months at Disney World in Florida. And then at that time, next April, we can revisit this prediction. Here's some additional details, by the way, about the profitability of Disney World parks. In 2021, Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products Division generated $67.4 billion in revenue, which represented 40% of the company's total revenue overall. The division also generated $17.4 billion in operating income, which represented 50% of the company's total operating income. Profits are estimated to be in the billions of dollars each year. So when you see the doom and gloom predictions of Disney World's parks and their demise, don't you believe it? I don't believe it. Things will return to normal. This is just a minor blip. So that wraps up this video. What do you think that explains Disney's park attendance decline? Do you think it's temporary or permanent? Let me know in the comments below. And so that's a wrap. I'll see you in the next Florida-centric video. Goodbye, everyone.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.